Hello and welcome to our reaction to class finale, The Lost. And
Couple of days late.
a couple of days late. Sorry about that. Been super busy with work and stuff. So we're just going to jump straight into it because I've just watched it and Conrad's relatively.
Well, we kind of always jump straight into it.
Anyway, yeah. So it starts, and I thought it was really dark. And one thing which ruined it for me at the beginning of The Darkness was the intro music. Like, it was really dark, and I mean the song was good, and no, Ram's dad died, and they freaking showed it in the bloody Next Time trailer.
Though it was in the opening.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was in the opening scene. Like, if it had been like close to the end of the episode, that would have been a whole lot worse. At least in this case, like, it was already going to happen within like 2 minutes.
But yeah, it was like, damn. I'm still impressed that they went for it. And
and poor Ram. I mean,
poor Ram.
He takes a beating for no
This
reason.
season, is hard on him. I mean, he's got. We don't know much about his mum. We don't,
Like he was a bit dickish to begin in the first episode, but like, does it really justify all of this?
Yeah. Anyway, so then cool. I still had feels when he died. Though I don't know why Ram randomly like slapped his dad in the face, to make him go all Ash like. It was really weird. It was like, but
was that really a slap? I thought it was more.
Well,
of a,
I know he kind of brushed it, but I mean, like, it's still kind of like a kind of slap.
Well, it probably would have slumped to the ground anyway.
Yeah, true, but yeah. I guess it was just more artistic. But anyway, yeah, I didn't get it when he said one. I was like, oh, I mean, like, I didn't get it. And then when Tanya's mum died, that I did not see coming.
No, I didn't see that.
Or that had open mouth moment. I was like, ah. And like,
they did get me off guard.
Yeah, I did like everybody's reaction to their parents dying though. They're all very realistic. What do? You kind of just you wouldn't know what to do.
It's true.
You'd be very much confused, and so
and they're both kind of similar mindsets, but a bit different in terms of react.
Emotionally,
run straight to April.
Yeah, emotionally,
Tanya,
emotionally, they got this really right. They got the darkness right, definitely in this episode. I felt it, even from that beginning intro, I felt it was so much darker anyway, with like how like everybody was ignoring each other. I really felt like the splinter. The problem being with that was 2 weeks ago. I think Detained should have been episode 7, and the Metaphysical Engine should have been episode 6.
Yeah, but some plot points from the Metaphysical Engine might have been forgotten.
True, but I mean the only main one was that the arm was out, which you remember by seeing the eye, like her scar, and she's pregnant. I mean, that's the kind of two main things to come out of that one. But anyway, so Tanya's mum dying. Holy crap, that really caught me out of nowhere. I mean, Tanya did something this time, She was actually in there, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know though why she went immediately to.
I think she was going to
Charlie's.
Charlie.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Weapon, I think.
Possibly. Yeah. Well.
The thing is, though, is then later on.
Not really her that brings it up in the first.
Yeah.
Not her that brings it up in the first place, though.
Maybe it's because Ram was ignoring her, and April she didn't want to see. So, you kind of next on the list is Charlie. And I did like that, and I really liked Quill and Tanya's kind of friendship that they build in this episode because it felt realistic and what.
It's kind of sort of friendship, kind of friendship.
Yeah, but they've gained a mutual respect.
Yeah.
I did like that. I'm glad they did that.
Because they never really interacted in the other stories.
Yeah.
Much, so
it was good stuff, and then April's mum did a bit, but I mean not too much.
No, I mean she got threatened.
And then lost her legs at the end.
Yep.
That was about it. Gave a bit of a pep talk, but yeah. I mean, I really like the kind of standoff kind of feel this had. It was a bit kind of cowboy, with like impossible standoff, having to do stuff. But I mean, because they actually did use the weapon in the end, doesn't it feel like like the entire series been a bit like, oh well, why didn't they just do that in the first episode if they are eventually going to use it now? I mean, it saved so many lives.
Well, I mean, April.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was the reason, and yeah, they kind of needed that standoff for that to go on.
Yeah, I think April was pretty much well, and then they were like, oh, there could be other repercussions and stuff, which we didn't really get. I mean, it was just
yeah. But I mean, I like kind of more badass Charlie threatening the governor. It was cool stuff. It was every scene. There was no wasted scene. But yeah, so
I know. I think they did in some scenes do a lot of talking that didn't go anywhere.
True. I mean, I was like, holy shit, when Tanya's brothers almost died. Like, I thought they were going to die. But
they still didn't say anything. They still said nothing.
Yeah. But
they're still pointless characters, dude.
Yeah, they need a bit more to them, don't they?
They need something to them. They don't have anything. They may as well be Tanya's teddy bears.
No!
They do about as much.
But yeah, actually, one kind of odd scene was like the fighting training, but I guess it did have
that was out of nowhere. Like, I'd assumed that they were going into the thing to go and find Charlie, because they had
that's what I thought, and then suddenly
and then they suddenly decided to do training.
Karate Kid number 4, because it's that
kind of
because it literally was. It was basically Mr. Miyagi like condensed into like 30 seconds.
I haven't watched any of those movies.
Oh man, you got to watch Karate Kid. Anyway,
it wasn't high on my priorities necessarily.
On class. Yeah, and yeah, it was fine, I guess. I
mean, it's fine. I mean, like I said, there was some talking which just didn't go anywhere at points.
Yeah.
Like, especially like to Charlie, like everybody's kind of. I know it kind of helps with this whole struggle thing. There's a lot of bickering in his ear until something actually happens, because he doesn't. I mean, I know it's of course this whole inner conflict and all that, but like maybe they did a bit too much with that.
Yeah, I'd agree. But yeah, so kill April, which I kind of saw coming. I was kind of like,
yeah, no, the whole they did the whole stereotypical. Oh, I'm gonna do my heartly confession, and then I'm gonna go into the place where I die.
It was a bit Harry Potter definitely had his part too.
It's sort of something that a lot of movies do.
Well, the soul coming back thing as well.
Oh, I'm gonna do my final nice thing. Oh, goodbye. I'll see you again.
Yeah, and then so then he uses the soul thing, which some special effects look good, and others looks a bit like this has definitely been added on. Well, I mean, it's obviously been added on top, but like some frames it just didn't really work, and others.
Well, actually, I'd say in general about the Shadowkin appearing when they did a bit earlier on, because like some of them do look quite out of place.
It's the way they ran, I think, was a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you see it for like that long, so it's not like
too
the
bad.
end of the world. But like, yeah, it looks a little iffy.
Imploding planet, that was something.
It was
and then
definitely something.
And then we'll talk about the soul thing first, and then we'll go on to the governor thing. Actually. So obviously,
kind of skimmed over entirely the governors.
We've been left with the cliffhanger of April's soul being inside the king, which is really awkward. Poor Ram.
Yeah,
he's got to make out with that now.
Well, no, it's very much a confliction, because like that's the face that killed his father and his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Current girlfriend.
I'm pretty sure if it gets a second season, that the episodes 1 and 2...
Actually, yeah, I wanna say this: the fact that they have left out the cliffhanger is kind of conflicting to me, because I did say this like a week or so ago, but because like it's more annoying for a series to end on a cliffhanger and then not get a second season than to just kind of end and leave a few things hanging that could build into something.
First season you leave it so it feels like a nice end. Then if it gets a second season, then you start going a bit more in depth and making stuff a bit more complicated.
But Class doesn't do this. They completely wait for the second season, guys. April's okay, and she's sitting up,
but she's a Shadowkin,
and it doesn't really feel like a satisfying ending.
I was annoyed. I would have been fine with just the governor one, that one, because I'm either I wouldn't mind seeing that story or not seeing it, but that one I want to know how the frick they're gonna go with that.
Yeah, I mean the issue. Well, actually, I'll say it's an episode entirely, but the fact that they had the whole thing so bittersweet. If, say, they decide this is the last season of Class, this is going to be you're going to look back at this and just kind of
go, well, how the hell did they get out of that?
I think you might think worse of it because of how bittersweet they've left it, because this episode doesn't feel like a finale. It doesn't feel like any sort of final episode.
Well, it feels like a mid-series break,
possibly,
like a good man goes to war kind of thing, with a kind of big revelation, though I totally called it, of River Song being the baby, but it still feels.
Well, I didn't even think that episode was really bittersweet. Although I barely remember.
No, I don't mean
bittersweet,
but I mean it didn't feel like a season finale thing like this one. This one had the stakes. Thing is, it did. It's just that ending made it feel like that we should be having an episode next week. Explaining
exactly. Well, especially considering how fast they cut it away from it. I mean, it's just bam, see you next. Oh.
When she sat up, I was like, "Oh no, they're doing the cliffhanger thing. They're doing and then they did the cliffhanger thing."
Yeah.
I was like, "Christ!" But anyway, so
we'll see how that goes. The
other thing is the governors and the arrival.
So actually, we'll go back a bit here because the governors, they kind of drag her along a bit. Charlie does, and then she opens a door, a magical door.
I like the key thing, how it spun around.
That was a cool effect. That was a cool effect to it. Kind of three-headed, and and then she's there during the finale, and then she kind of wanders off.
She runs away because, she knows that he's going to use the souls. I'm guessing. Spoilers ahead. I'm guessing what they wanted was that they wanted the Weeping Angels to use the souls in the cabinets for food forever.
Maybe.
That's something which I thought they were maybe gonna do, but I guess if they cover the entire Earth, I mean that's a pretty decent food source right there.
Well, the manuscript thingy shows a giant Weeping Angel towering over people.
Yeah.
I don't know how on earth that ties in with the Cabinet of Souls, but I guess we'll might not find out next season. But anyway, let's talk about the Weeping Angel, shall we? Because, I know some people are probably freaking out about this. Nick is more, he's.
I'm relatively chilled. Reason because is with not having the Doctor there. One, unless he shows up to save the day, I'll be really annoyed. But one, it means that we can do something different. We don't have, experts about Weeping Angels. I mean, Quill will probably know a tiny bit or something, something along those lines. But I mean, a full invasion is kind of it's a little different. I can kind of dig it in the way that. I know, it's been a while since Angels Take Manhattan. That was 2012.
And I get that, yeah.
And this will be, this season will probably even be 2 years' time for next season. I mean, unless they're starting production right away, they're not going to have it done. So 2 years' time, 2018, I can dig having, Weeping Angels as the main big baddie in a spin-off series of Doctor Who. As long as they don't appear in Doctor Who. If they appear in Doctor Who, then I'll be like, Christ, leave them alone. Weeping Angels, they're a really good villain. Seriously, they're so good. As an idea. But when you use them too much too often, they really, really lose their quality. They need to be a once every 10 years kind of thing,
Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I think they were only good once. That's the first time you watch Blink. I do not think that really they've been as effective or creepy ever since at all.
And that's because they've been overused.
When I've watched Blink, it's not just the fact that it's like it sort of is, but at the same time, like if I came back without even seeing the other episodes and watched Blink again, it wouldn't be as effective. It's only effective once. The angel concept was good, but it was only good once.
Yeah.
That's why I was so happy that Moffat was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to bring them back after those angels take Manhattan." I was kind of sick of them consistently appearing, and their concept was tired after one episode, and one episode was really good, but that's all they needed to have. The fact that it's not just the fact that they're here, which kind of annoys me. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a spin-off. It's not in Doctor Who itself, but like, not only are they not creepy, really. I mean, like, it was a surprise to see them, but from behind, but it wasn't scary. But second off, I mean, why? I mean, I think Chibnall said something before the series about like some Doctor Who monster appearing, which I guess this is it. But
Nice, you mean?
Why the Yeah, why the Weeping Angels?
Yeah.
Why out of all the villains? Why the Weeping Angels? I know they were popular, and I know Blink's a very well-loved story, but they're just a stone that moves forward. Are we going to have some deep villain? I mean, one thing that Class does well, and has been doing well, is going relatively in-depth on their villains, like, and giving them layers to why they're there and everything. Not only do we already know the Weeping Angels, but for Weeping Angels are stone. They're rocks. They have no personality because they're rocks that touch people.
I guess what they can
It doesn't really match. It doesn't feel like it fits with Class in itself.
What I would say is what they can do is massive. At least they can do in Doctor Who where they have to hold back on the death and destruction. At least if they do a full-on Weeping Angel invasion, they can go a bit more.
But the Weeping Angels just kind of send people back in time.
Well, no, they obviously broke her neck in that one.
Yeah.
Though, one thing which doesn't make sense.
It's just kind of weird. Actually, that is weird because like their entire thing with like them in the previous seasons and like their main way of attacking is to send people back to the past and drain their energy. I mean, that was their thing. Why are they suddenly doing it differently now?
That is a good question.
Since when did they break people's necks?
Well, they did in Flesh and Stone.
I don't even remember that story.
They do.
Much.
They do it. They break necks.
But why? Well, surely it'd be more beneficial to them to suck their energy at the time that they lost. I think there's a reason,
as in they don't need to eat or something. It's something along the lines like they...
Yes, but, I mean, what else is their motivation? That was their entire thing in Blink.
Yeah.
To feed. To get endless amounts of energy. To get into the TARDIS. I mean... What else is their motivation if they're not feeding?
That is very
I thought that was the entire premise that they were built off. They built a hotel to feed off people in Angels Take Manhattan.
God,
that was the Weeping Angels. They feed. They're hungry
Well, maybe
hippos.
That's what it is. They know that they're working with these other people, I guess. And maybe,
but they wanted to kill her.
Maybe where they were, they can't send back in time because it's out of time. Like, you know, like because remember they said time moves differently there, as in maybe not at all. I mean, I'm interested to see what they're going with the last piece of stone because that statue thing, I'm pretty sure it's missing, like that piece where the head goes.
The head, yeah.
So I guess they need that or something.
I mean, I'll still watch it, but I mean, I think I would have been excited for pretty much any other
villain. Except
Dallas. I'm someone who, as like I said, I haven't been into the Weeping Angels at all since the first time I watched Blink. Now, after that, like, even though, like, I think that Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone wasn't bad, at least as far as I can remember, which isn't very clearly since I haven't watched them since broadcast. But, like, they don't stand out to me as an iconic or really strong overall Doctor Who villain. They had one strong episode that was effective, but it, like, they're not an enemy I'm going to get excited about returning because, as I said, it only really works once.
I'm only intrigued, but yeah, I get as in I'm not going to be scared, but I'm just intrigued to see with what storyline they're going to go with it. That's how I'm feeling about it. I'm not getting too het up again because, I mean, if there's not a second season...
That's true. That's true as well.
You know, but hopefully there is, because I do want to see where this goes. Interesting thing. I'm just interested with what they're doing with it. I'm not saying like they're going to be scary or whatever, because I mean they've been done so much. I mean they were even in bloody Hellbent, weren't they, for a bit? Hellbent.
Not really.
Well, they were. Remember in the underground bit when they were tied up.
The underground bit was something else, some weird glitching thing, wasn't it?
No, they were there. They were like chained up to the
walls, they were chained up. Yeah, no, they were there in the background, but they didn't do anything.
But I mean, just still seeing them makes them less scary. It was because you can't see them because they move quickly. That's the thing.
The shadowy thing, yeah, and that too. That doesn't help either.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, they could do it creepy if they had like if they do it well. I mean, down the school halls, that would be creepy. But yeah, I mean, I'm not angry about it, and I'm not.
No.
I'm just intrigued on what they will do with it.
I'm just a bit disappointed because, like,
actually,
in itself, like, this is another point actually, which I didn't make it that last drunk, but like. The fact is, I don't think as their main plotline they should have made a Doctor Who villain its main, like, central big bad. Like, they all had all this build-up to what the governors were doing and all that. It would have been... I think they should have done something original, which is what they've been doing this entire time. Like, I mean... I don't think it was a very good payoff, as it were. You know, we've been following the story up, we've been intrigued what the governors' plan were and what the heck they were trying to do. And, like, it feels like the Weeping Angels just sort of... They feel kind of forced in there. It feels like it should have been something new and original.
Like the Great Intelligence, I think, is what it should have been.
Well, that could work too, but
if they were going to do a villain...
If they're going to do something from Doctor Who, something to that degree might have worked. Or something that we haven't seen in a very long time. I mean, something a bit more obscure might have worked better for something like Class.
Syl from Vengeance on Varos.
Well,
see, I would have said Zygons if they hadn't been done in Doctor Who recently.
That's true. Well, I think a bit too popular to leave out of Doctor Who, but like, I'm sure you could think of something from Doctor Who's past that would fit well into that kind of position. But like,
yeah,
no. But in itself, I do not think they should have had like. Going into Series 2, the central driving plot is going to be for Weeping Angels, which is disappointing for something which very much in its first season built itself as its own thing.
Yeah.
Like, Class is Class. Its only connection to Doctor Who is the fact that it takes place in the same universe, and the Doctor was there in the first episode, really. It's his own unique beast, and now they've got a Doctor Who monster driving it along for its second season.
Yeah, I think that's why they did it.
I think's disappointing. I think that's really kind of disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I get that. Like, they didn't trust their own show enough to try and just make its own villain up.
There's my alarm clock.
Oh, there we go. The Doctor's coming to tell you off because...
Oh no! This is the group where I pin into the Weeping Angels for some reason.
But yeah, I just don't get, like, when it's like those situations like that, why doesn't the Doctor show up? I mean, come on. Just give him a call.
Because he needs to make sure he can't always be there, Nick.
Yeah, but they have a freaking telephone. He has a time machine.
He can't always be there,
Time machine, for Christ's
sake. Can't always be there.
And what about UNIT? I think they'd be on that shit.
Kate Stewart was too busy having a garden party.
She was watching the pigeons.
They're having tea with the Prime Minister.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed the episode as a whole.
As a whole, yeah, I would agree. As a whole,
I would. There's not much point.
It was pretty strong. I was engaged.
I was engaged. Yeah.
It was quite action packed. There was quite a lot going on. It just didn't feel like a finale, and well, I don't need to go over the Weeping Angels again.
Yeah, I think we'll leave the rest for an actual review when we eventually get round to them. I think we'll leave it as that because I still got to edit this at 25 minutes. So thank you very much for listening.
Well, a lot of them is just a picture of a weeping angel.
Yeah.
Or something.
True. Well, thank you very much for listening to our reaction to this episode of Cast. And if you followed every single one, then thank you for watching them all. You're great. Thank you very much for listening just to us ramble on over Skype. Although one time in person. But yeah, so we're planning to do this for Doctor Who Series 10 as well. So subscribe to get those when they first come out. Hopefully we'll be a lot more on it than we are at the moment. We're just very busy with Christmas shifts and all.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's... I wouldn't expect to see necessarily a regular schedule for these, even during Doctor Who Series 10.
Yeah.
My schedule is random. Nick's schedule is somewhat random, less so.
Yeah.
So
we'll try our best.
Of course. I mean, we always do, but it's just... Yeah, no guarantees here. Here.
And we're slowly working on our second batch, which should come out sometime next year.
And the Christmas present.
Oh yes.
The stocking filler.
Yeah, the special, which if you subscribe, you'll see when it comes out. It's a super bumper edition, full on with prequel as well. Prequel and new.
That's what I said. Stocking filler and Christmas present.
Yeah.
That's what I named them in the 10th Planet Part 2 video.
Oh, nice. Anyway, yes. So, thank you very much for listening. Subscribe. Follow on Twitter if you want regular updates, because we need a few followers.
No, if you're subscribed anyway, I mean, you kind of do. But at the same time, you might not be always on YouTube.
You know?
You might need the Twitter notification like that.
Yeah, you know? So, yes. We will see you, hopefully, at our Christmas bumper edition, which has already been recorded, but, you know...
A long time recorded, actually. I'm editing it now. We recorded that in, like, October.
Yeah. Well, we will see you then, so thank you very much for listening. Goodbye!
Bye!